If you read the newspapers today or listen to the news on the radio or watch them on TV, among the weather news, red top news, and gossips, you surely heard something like this. CPI is located on the 47,835.15 units. Maybe thanks to the notes similar to this one, the terms might be familiar. But how much can you understand them? In Vitamina C, we will approach bit by bit to this science. We will talk about the basic principles to understand it. If medicine analyzes the human body, biology, living creatures, economy is the study of the way societies take decisions. Which assets and services should it produce and in which quantity? An economic scientist won't count stars when look at the sky. He has to explain what happens and why it happens, positive economics. And he has to outline what should be according to his beliefs, values, moral and philosophic formation, etc. Normative economics. Economics is a social discipline and it analyzes under this idea the essential production operations, distribution and assets consumption. The fundamental purpose is to study these elements to discover the best way to use productive assets in order to achieve the utmost satisfaction of these necessities. We'll apply intuitively some economics principles. For example, when we receive money like the salary or the monthly payment, we must plan carefully in what we are going to spend it, knowing beforehand that we must attend our basic necessities. Food, electricity, water, phone, clothes and footwear. Measuring the lapse of time we are going to wait until the next payment, that in case it's not enough, we are obligated to check costs and make an adjustment or look for an additional economic resource, or in case of having an extra, we can consider to start a saving fund. Though the economic science was developed at the same time as our society, both became very complex structures, and it was determined economics was going to be divided into perspectives that we can best understood with this analogy. Addition looks at the tree, while the other analyzes the whole wood. These divisions were named microeconomics and macroeconomics. Both are part of the economics theory. The first takes on the economics as a whole, and the other is about the total production of economics, prices, etc. They related closely. Any change in one also affects the other. Macroeconomics studies the growth and variations of measures of things, known as fluctuations in a country's economics, and analyzes from a wide perspective that doesn't go into details, but its basis its analysis is the sum of individual decisions. In other words, the actions of microeconomics and the way of both of them interact in the market. Economics is a result of people's decisions without looking at individuals, but analyzing its effects. Microeconomics studies the way a person, a business, or a family take their decisions every day and their consequences from the point of view of economics. Key concepts on microeconomics are demand, individuals and families and their way to acquiring assets and services; supply, business and assets production; market theory, markets and its way to relating supply to demand. Macroeconomics is the base of any branch of economics. It explains how supply and demand interaction determine the prices of assets and level wages and gain. These can be seen in computers. They are mass market product which propel its production and thus lower its cost. Seen as a wood or as a tree, economics is a social science whose main concern are the human actions and that protect the production, distribution, and assets consumption, taking advantage of scarce resources human life requires to have better lives. Everything counts in economics, from the price of wheat grains in Wall Street to the buns the lady from the stand uses to prepare hamburgers. The action of both parts seem pretty distant, but they affect each other. We invite you to invest your time in this and all our episodes. Meet, share, and comment, all with Vitamina C.